Hi there, it's Bebe from Plenty of Fish. Welcome back to my channel. I am in front of my Tycon right now. This is where I have my Tycon growing right underneath a Scentsy grow bulb, I think. This plant has been here since my very first long form YouTube video, and it has pushed out one giant leaf, and I'm very happy with its growth. But recently, one thought has been bugging me. You can grow Monstera either crawling or climbing. I definitely would rather have it climbing to, save space, because a crawling Monstera is just not very manageable indoor, especially with Tycon. They're big form Monstera. So the thought that's been on my mind is I want to convert it from crawling to climbing. To be specific, I wanted to climbing up a moss pole. But do people even do that? That was my first thought. And then I looked it up and I did find a very detailed, informative video from Sydney Plant Guy. Of course, he will be the one to do a video on this. He actually did the exact same thing on his Tycon. And he has a whole full-length video explaining the process and how he did it. He actually had the plant in the adjusted lighting for all the leaves to grow in one direction that he wants them to. And then he used I think like a 2-3 weeks period of time to do that. Let the plant, kind of grow toward the leaves to grow towards the direction he needs them to be. But in my case, actually, I don't need to do that, I believe. So after watching his video, I think in my case, it might be very easy for me, because the light source here comes from this grow light on top, and then there's a skylight over there. That's the main light source in this area. And because of the lighting, the direction where the light source comes from, all of the leaves are facing upwards. Well, why is that ideal for me? Let's think of this plant this way. Look at the profile, if you can see, it's crawling this way along the ground, and the leaves are facing this way. I want the plant to be climbing, right? So this right here needs to go like this. I'm still pretty flexible. The stem will be climbing this way, and the leaves will be facing this way, like that. So in that sense, I can transition it right away with how the leaves are facing right now, because they will be facing forward. But my question right now is, am I going to be able to find a spot to place this Monstera after I did a conversion? I don't think it can stay in this spot, because the light's going to be, like I said, coming from up there on top. If after the conversion I still keep it in this corner, then the leaves will slowly tilt upwards again, which is not what I want when it's growing on the moss pole. I'm not 100% sure about the placement. I have a few thoughts. Worst case scenario, I can just find any spot, even if it's pitch black, as long as it fit the footprint of this plant, and put a grow light right in front of it. So we shall see what happens. And one of the first things I need to do before I can even do that is to take this plant down into the other room where I do all kinds of repot. So let me grab this guy. It's huge, but actually not very heavy. I think because the soil right now is pretty dry, and it's actually ideal to do this right now. God, my thing with this Tycon or this type of plant is how wide they are. Otherwise, they actually wouldn't take up too much space. There are lots of ants in this corner. That's one thing I really don't like about this house. It's very old. We're basically living on top of an ant colony, or multiple ant colonies. Okay, let's see. All right, we definitely have enough space here. It is going to make this corner look slightly different. And yes, after moving those few plants, it is doable. Possibly need to move these a little out of the way. Yeah, and I think I'll need to get this guy out from underneath, otherwise it's not gonna get any light. But for now, temporarily, I'll put it right here. And yeah, space-wise, I think we do have enough space. However, I want to see after we convert it the other direction if it's still gonna fit. So after the crawling to climbing conversion, the plant's gonna look more like this. Okay, it's actually not bad. Let me prop this up like this. Oh, this is actually a pretty good visual test. I can actually prop it up like that. Wow, that worked. Okay, it actually doesn't look bad, huh? And I know the leaves are not going to be sitting that low because it will be slightly higher up with the pot like that. Well, maybe that will be about the height. And then we'll have the moss pole in the back in that corner. I'm already out of breath. And then because there is a grow light here, it will receive the light from in front of it. So that actually might be the perfect spot for it. So let's go ahead and tackle the repot. Let me get my Regal Shield out of the way a little bit. Regal Shield is another one that's already growing out of control. And yeah, I think that's the best we can do because this huge leaf is right next to me. Should I zoom in a little bit? Maybe just a tiny bit, like that. Okay. All right. This is very ambitious of me because I technically only have 30 minutes until I need to pick up my daughter. So if I don't get to finish it, I'm gonna have to leave a whole mess right here. And my office is right next to my husband's office because it's one big living room. We use this living room as our offices. Hope he doesn't mind. So here's the Tycon. And I was gonna say that my goal is to keep this plant in the same size pot. I do not want to upsize the pot because if you know, in my first YouTube long form video is when I got this plant and repotted it into this current pot. And that was in December and right now is February. So let's say I had this plant for about 3 months now. That's not a long time. So I don't really want to adding more soil for the roots to start going crazy and try to occupy every inch of that because if you know, Monstera likes to do that. They like stay very snug, meaning the root system want to be very snug and they don't like a lot of room in there. So if you have a lot of room for the roots to grow, the plant will prioritize root growth over foliage production. And I don't want that. One thing I have also done before this repot and conversion is I have done this air layering on one of the node. I think it's the latest node on this newer leaf because I want to be able to put at least one node straight into the moss pole. I think that way it can provide a little bit more stability once we convert it. I don't know, it was just kind of a thought in my head that it makes sense in my head. And I haven't opened this air layering ball of moss in a long time, and that was really small growth. Oh my god, it's teeny tiny. See, all this time, that's all I did. The air layering only helped this much. Well, I guess it's something. We have something to get a head start on the moss pole, right? Okay, so yeah, you can also see a close-up of how it's crawling horizontally. And it's a decent amount of length. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna take all of these moss out from the air layering, the plastic wrap thing. God. See, I'm already starting to make mess, but I don't really have time to care about that right now. All of these will go into the moss pole. And next thing is I'm gonna take this support down because I don't think we're gonna be using that anymore after the moss pole conversion. Oh, let me take these off. These are the food source little snacks for the beneficial mites. I'm gonna just leave them on the side for now. And one more. Okay. All right, we are, wow. Jesus. We are ready to be free. My hope is in the process of conversion today, I don't lose any leaves and I don't need to cut off any leaves, but this bottom leaf right here, the smallest one, is the risky one because it's been kind of bent before. I think it might have happened during the initial repot and there's a little, you know, injury on there. Not the worst thing, but yeah. Let's get this nursery pot. Ow, ouch, ouch. This is so tight, so snug inside this outer pot. It hurts my fingers to get it out. Oh, oh, whoa, okay. I'm glad I took it out because there are some like rotted roots. Oh, that's gross. Extended from the bottom. And also there's one big root that came out of the pot like that. And there was another one came out from this side, but it rotted. I don't think we're looking at actual root rot. It was probably just a dried up roots that was sitting in water, drained from the plant. Yeah, the bottom of the outer pot is clean, it's dry. Oh, jeez. What am I gonna do with you? This is a very, very chunky big root. Okay, let me take all of these stuff out. I don't think clean is today's goal anymore because it's gonna get everywhere. Good thing is hardwood floor. Yeah, I have like less than 20 minutes. Okay, let's get to it. I don't think I can do it this way. Okay. This is gonna be so messy. So messy. Ugh. There's this watering thing. I don't know why I do this on such a time crunch. This is kind of crazy. Is this gonna come out? If I do any serious damage to this plant, I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, the soil is actually still kind of moist. Not the top layer. I was just using this moisture meter to kind of loosen up the edge, but it reads moist, like slightly moist at the lowest part. So, doesn't need watering. This plant rarely needs watering just because how much roots it's got at the bottom. And this is already a pretty big pot size, like I said. Come on, move. Okay, it's moving. Oh, it's coming. Okay, let me see. I don't want to lose that one root. Okay. Oh my God, we got it out. Wow, okay. It's a big mess, but a lot easier than I thought, actually. Okay, let me move this to the side, my moss. They're all pre-moistened. I hope you guys can still see what's happening because the camera's really far away from me. Yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is, gosh, first put some soil back in so there's less mess on the floor. Yeah, there is no point of putting a potting mat down because this root ball is way too big for any potting mat that I have. And like I said, it's hardwood floor. It's very easy to sweep up and just vacuum it. Wow, it's actually really nice to see the root system down there. And everything smells very fresh, so that's a relief. Yeah, it's growing really happily. And there's still a lot of empty space in the soil. Oh gosh, I just pulled off a little bit of a root. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not purposely trying to loosen up the root ball because I don't want to disturb it too much. This is a tough plant, so I'm not too worried about maneuvering it. Yeah, there's no roots falling off, so everything looks good. And like I said, this part was already, oh jeez, is already loose. The soil was falling off anyway. So I'm just picking them up and putting them back in. Okay, I think we just fill the bottom with a little bit of loose soil that's all over the floor right now. A bit more. No more than 1 inch, because I know when we turn the plant this way, the root ball is going to be sitting like this, which is going to take up the whole height. Yeah, just as I expected. That part is what I'm worried about. So I might need to get some soil out just from the top part here. Or, you know what? Maybe I do need to just get all these soil out. Sorry, kind of did that for nothing. Just straight up put the whole thing in there. Yeah, I think that's probably much better. I don't have to put it 100% straight up. It can be leaning like a 45-degree angle. That's what Sydney Plant Guide said. Oh, that's the root that kind of rotted off at the bottom. Gosh. I need to change my clothes after this. My good scissor. Okay. Just chop it off. It's no biggie. All right. Right now I'm like a very hardworking plant tuber, as I'm supposed to be, getting all dirty and hands-on and rushing to finish at least the initial stage of this. Yeah, there is no severe root rot. It was just a little bit of dry bits that rotted off. Okay, so like I said, a 45 degrees should be good. I'm just trying to find the best angle right now for this root ball to sit. And like that. Yeah, this is good. This is good. If I can, oh my God, just a little bit towards this side. Okay, let me backfill some soil on this side. Can't really see on the right side. So the plant will lean towards the left side a little bit more. And stuff it to the bottom because the bottom is empty due to the way we tilted the entire root ball in this direction. Good thing is everything fits. And that is definitely something we're happy to see. And I can push this huge chunky root down. I see another kind of rotted dry bit. So I'm gonna cut that off. Yeah, everything else looks really healthy. There's something satisfying about touching the soil bare hands instead of using a scoop. Like, yes, if you're potting up a very small plant and you have to get into those tiny nooks and crannies with a small, like a cactus, you know, potting scoop or something. But with a Monstera, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to fill the back side. Okay, the back side is where the moss pole is supposed to be. Okay, let me move some soil out. Well, the bottom of the moss pole will be filled with the soil mix, so that's okay. Let me just get, there are a few moss poles that I've used and taken down before, so I'm gonna reuse them. It's the same moss pole I use on all my other plants. Not that I have a lot of moss poles. The Russell pole, I just really like their open front design. Makes it easier to guide the root growth into the moss. I might need to open up some of the bottom tabs again after I put it in, but we will adjust that afterwards. This is going a lot better than I thought. The root system is very healthy. I'm absolutely happy to see that. This also kind of, you know, is an opportunity for me to look into how my Monstera has been growing. All right, so here we are, the moment of truth. Yep, it absolutely fit and it's at a optimal position. Oh, I do want to maybe move it just slightly so we can later guide this root in there. I'm not gonna worry about the bottom aerial roots if they're gonna go into the moss. Those probably not going to do that. Sorry, 1 second. I think I'm gonna move it to the left a little bit. Come on, let's get down. Sorry, just need to dig a little bit. Did somebody get home? Uh-oh. Hi. I'm making a huge mess here and I have the camera running on that ring light there. I'm putting this monstera on the moss pole. Yeah. Do you need to use the room?
Okay.
Not yet? Okay.
I'm in the room.
Yeah, I know. I need to go pick her up soon anyway. So since you're back, I'm not gonna take him with me then. Yeah. So I'm just gonna, yeah, he's sleeping right now. Okay? So I need to try to finish up. But the good thing is I don't have to bring the baby with me now to pick up my daughter. That is definitely a plus. All right. Okay. Sorry for the mess. Just make some room here. Okay. Move all of these out of the way. These are just things to throw away. You can go in here. All right. How are we looking? Pretty good? Pretty good. I hope you can still see me. This whole time I haven't really had the chance to check the camera. Just everything's happening all at once. A lot to keep track of. Okay, so I think this is pretty sturdy. I'm gonna have to get just a little bit more potting mix so I can fill up the bottom of the moss hole, because right now the bottom is empty. The soil's still pretty damp, but not bad. No, not damp. They still have a little bit of moisture retained in there. You can tell by touching the soil, but it's not like that concerning level. When you touch the soil, you're like, oh, it's soaking wet. Like, you know, when you get plants from big box store. You know how I feel about how they water the plants there. Okay, all right, we're finishing the repotting, the backfilling, and the cleanup at the same time. So efficient. I just need to lightly sweep or vacuum after I'm done here. This root is kind of coming out, but that's okay. All right, that's actually not bad. Wow, look at that. The perfect 45-degree angle, and now we have the newest leaf lining up with the moss bowl here, and the back is right in front of the opening. I'm not really explaining the basics here with how to put your monstera on the moss bowl. I'm just assuming you guys know, but if you didn't, no problem. When you put the monstera on the moss bowl, you want to find the back of your monstera. Where the leaves are going, that's the front. And where you have all these little bumps, the aerial roots coming out, that's the back. I hope that makes sense. And let's fill the bottom of the moss bowl with some chunky mix. With this monstera, I can actually put in some bigger barks in there. It's gonna love it. All right. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Just fill around the moss bowl a little bit. Not too much. Like I said, I'm not intending to add more soil to it. All right. Now it's time for the moss. The main thing. Isn't it great when you have pre-moistened... Wait a second. This just broke apart. Oh well. Isn't it great when you have pre-moistened moss, the spec moss that's already, you know, soaked and ready to be used. Let me try to sit a little bit closer. These glasses are really not helping me see clearly in the viewfinder, but hope you don't mind. We're gonna start the moss filling process. One mistake I made in the past, I think it's a mistake, is I will sometimes push down the moss way too tightly and they become very compact and harder for the roots to find their way in. So I'm just gonna loosely fill the moss pole this time. Not too loose, kind of find a sweet spot. Like I'll lightly push it down. Of course, make sure the bottom is filled first. Ah, Jesus, I don't have the best tool. Some people like pre-fill the moss pole first and then put them into the pot. I just prefer doing it this way. In my head, this feels like way less mess, more contained, but at the end of the day, we all make a mess and it doesn't matter. In this plant hobby, mess is kind of a essential. You have to be okay with mess in order to enjoy this hobby. Wow, it sounds so profound there. And currently, I don't think I need another extension, but just for the sake of it, I am going to do that. Just one more. Do I have time? Just a few more minutes, okay. One more. Oh, God, I'm so efficient today. I have been very ultra efficient for the past few days. Okay, so first do the taps, just like the last one. Do you need to use the office? You sure?
Yeah.
I'm almost done because I need to go pick her up anyway.
Can't tell if you're taking video.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do you see what I'm doing? I'm putting this one on the moss pole. Actually, somebody else did the same thing before, so I'm like, yay, it's doable. Okay, I'm just gonna push this in, line up these tabs, and grab a clip. The Russo poles come with these connection clips. That makes it very convenient. Oops, hello. That makes it very convenient to extend the moss pole. No headache whatsoever, not like the traditional DIY moss poles that you have to, I don't know, kind of maneuver to make sure it connects. And yeah, there it is. Very secured. More moss. We're almost there. We're like 90% done. Gosh, I never thought I would be this efficient with such a big task. Honestly, this plant is in ideal condition to undergo this transition. So it better start growing big and nice for me. Not that it hasn't been, you know, it's just I want to get out of the weird crawling club and join the climbing club. I really don't like a crawling plant. I have, I think, two Rex begonia that's crawling. I think they crawl, right? They grow along the ground level. So I put them in these rectangular shape, like planter container. Yeah, that's my alarm telling me it's almost time to go pick up my daughter. And I'm just gonna fill these moss bowl here, quickly sweep up, and I will be ready to go. I do still have a few more minutes. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be late to pick her up. She's gonna hold me to it if I'm late. I was like slightly, not late, I was like the last one or last few to enter the classroom one of the time I went to pick her up, and she was like, Mama, you are so late. The judgment in her eyes, oh my God, these toddlers. All right, oh God, my body's aching everywhere. Is this what aging feels like? Gosh, I'm 37, by the way. 40 is on the horizon, and I am physically feeling it in my bones and in my muscles. Nowadays, you know, people all have their kids way, way later. Like I had my first one at 32 and my second one at 36. I gotta tell you, even though I don't think I would do it any other way, I would have done it the same way, wait till later in life to have a family and kids, but I know it would have been a lot easier if we do it sooner in our life. Just, you know, biology. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, actually it's looking really good. Okay, put this aside for now. Let me just show you, oh my God, what we have accomplished. So it is on a moss pole. Yay! And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show. That little root that we air layered earlier is right next to the moss. So I have hope that it will find its way into the moss pole. I have to go to set this down because it's really heavy. All right, here we go. Back in your cover pot. Ouch. Ouch. Why do you slap me in the face? You're so angry with what I've done? Okay. Off we go. Hello. So I barely fit in the frame here, so I guess it might be time to upgrade the lens, am I right? Well, it is currently the golden hour of the day, so we have a lot of these beautiful light going on. I just want to quickly update you on how this Monstera has been doing since the conversion. I am happy to report that everything seems to be going well. There's no sign of stress, and unfortunately, so far, I haven't seen any clear sign of roots going into the moss pole. It is definitely still too early to tell because I don't think it's even been a month since I did a conversion. And at the same time, that little bit of root, the aerial root that I tried to air layer last time, it didn't survive. I think it just wasn't kept moist enough for it to keep growing, so it dried up after the conversion, which is fine. I'll be monitoring this plant still for the next few months, see how things are going, but I don't expect any surprise to happen, honestly. And oh yeah, another big thing I probably should have addressed first is you notice that I moved it again into my bedroom corner. And the reason for that is I decided to convert my entire well, I already call it kind of the Ethereum corner into my dark gothic theme plant corner. So I moved most of my alocasias and kept all of the Ethereums in that corner, and then I also moved some more of the darker leaf plants over there. So it is a very dark, vampy, you know, kind of moody corner. I really like it. A full-on tour is definitely overdue, like not in the sense of, oh, my plant collection tour. It's more so like how I rearranged all of my plants because so many changes has happened. I got a new Milsbo greenhouse cabinet, and because of that, I was able to move a lot of Hoyas into it and clear up more space to style my plants differently. And since I moved the Tycon into the bedroom, it also changed how I style the plants in this room because everything start to sort of just try to match the vibe of the Tycon because it's a really big statement piece. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoy this style of video. It's basically just you watching me do a big plant project together. Another little update is I have been working really hard on my 3D projects ever since I got a 3D printer, and I've been testing and tweaking a lot of settings in order to achieve a more aesthetically pleasing and also functional look in design. And at the same time, I am also in the process of starting to design a few trellises or plant stake. And yeah, I think a lot of exciting things gonna be happening in the next month or so. And I am overdue for a plant shop restock. I need to restock my plants because surprise, surprise, all the plants are sold out. I actually didn't even expect that to happen within a month of time. So I am very grateful for all the supports I've been getting from family, friends, and also people that I've never met from the internet. And also my luck, I guess. I think in the next video, I probably will be doing some propagations because spring is literally not even just right around the corner. It's like standing at your front door, knocking on your door and screaming, why aren't you letting me in? So yeah, we need to do some propagations, and I have a lot of propagations to pot up. And when I do those, I probably will be talking more about all the 3D printing projects I've been working on and some plant restock stuff. Yeah. Last but definitely not least, I don't think I've ever acknowledged the fact that I reached over 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for being here and being a member of the Planty of Fish family. And 200, again, doesn't seem like a very big number, but that's one of the milestone, one of the building brick that I still really appreciate. And I hope all of you guys will stay to watch me grow, watch this channel grow, and I'm so happy to have you here. And if this is the first video you came across of my channel, I hope I have convinced you to subscribe at this point. We can be friends, right? Okay. All right, I'll let you go. Bye.